Hello, good morning, welcome back. Welcome to a weekly vlog that's probably not going to be a full week because I don't know how I'm going to fare. I've been a disabled freelancer for about 3 years now, and if there's one thing I've learned in that time is that you always have to be prepared because you never know what's around the corner. You always have to have some energy reserved just in case, and you always have to be on top of your work because you never know what blooming email is going to come in and shake everything up and your plans will go completely out of the window. Hence this weekly vlog. It has been a bit of a turbulent time recently. If we're connected on Instagram, perhaps you know why. I'm not really going to go into it again here. But I've had this week down in my diary and I've blocked it out and I've said I just want to be in my flat. I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to write and get on top of my work. I got that day yesterday. Monday was fine. Today is Tuesday and I'm just waiting to find out if Sky News are on the way to my flat right now. So I do have to do my usual work this morning, my charity sector work. I've got Astrid hours this morning. I'm inducting 2 new people onto my little team of volunteers, which should be really lovely. I'm looking forward to that. Potentially Sky News interview this afternoon. And I'm going to the House of Commons tomorrow for the reception for the launch of the new Rethinking ME report. Quick caveat here, I got this event confused with another one that's happening in the House of Commons next month. So this one I'm talking about in this vlog wasn't House of Commons, it was Westminster. So every time I say House of Commons in these next few clips, just think, shh, shut up, Pippa. It marks the beginning of the new APPG group for ME awareness off the back of Sajid Javid's comments, really promising comments actually. It's quite a shock to the system seeing ME have good press, and by good press I mean press that's actually accurate for once. There's also a few other things that might crop up, but overall it's looking like it's going to be quite a talky week, and that's something that I find quite challenging, and on reflection I don't know why I've made the decision to vlog as well, but I thought I would perhaps try and document what it's like to keep on top of changing plans and things that don't come as easily to me symptom-wise, while also looking after myself and managing my chronic illness and ticking all the other boxes as well. Both meetings are done, and then another one. Love that for me. I haven't heard anything yet, but I've just had a bit of downtime, had my lunch. I've been kind of curled up in the fetal position on the sofa because my brain's feeling a little bit frazzled, but I haven't heard anything yet. So the dilemma is, do I just go and crack on with the rest of my work and try and make a dent in all the things I've got to do? Or do I rest under the impression that there is going to be an interview this afternoon, even though I don't know whether it's going to happen yet or not? And I'm a bit torn, but I think what I'm going to have to do is try and get on, but try and do it in a slow and paced way. That doesn't always come easy for me. I've got a really bad habit when I've got a lot to do of just trying to bash through it all and then rest and deal with the aftermath afterwards, which isn't good, and please don't think I'm endorsing that in any way because it is a silly thing to do. I just filmed that clip and realised it looked like I had a little halo. It's about 3 o'clock and usually I would start winding down around now. I go to bed in the afternoon for a little rest, a necessary rest, and I'm desperate to take my makeup off and to go for a lie down, but I know the second the makeup comes off my face is the second the phone call will come. I cannot tell you how many times that has happened to me in the past, so I'm very torn. I'm going to give it another half an hour, I think, just to see if I hear anything. But surely this isn't going to happen. Surely. They can't turn an interview around with travel time before they finish for the day now, surely. I'd probably be able to be a little bit more flexible if I knew I wasn't travelling tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be quite a full-on day, what with the travel to London and back in one day. I still need to figure out what I'm wearing and I need to get myself sorted. So I think I'll slowly start doing that, and if I don't hear anything in half an hour, I'm calling it. On the bright side, I did manage to get a lot of work done and I didn't bulldoze too much. It's definitely something I need to work on, but I'm glad I've got some things ticked off and I've lived to tell the tale. I'm off to London today for the first time since February 2020. It is the launch of the Rethinking ME report in the House of Commons, so I'm going to be in the room with the Health Secretary and a lot of MPs, but also a lot of people who I've worked with for years and years and I've never met in person, so I'm really looking forward to that and I'm focusing on that. It's very telling that the thing that's making me nervous about this whole thing is the logistics. I've really lost my confidence with using mobility aids on public transport. I've really felt it these last few weeks and I need to start building that up again and getting a bit more confident with it again, because I know it's probably going to be fine. The idea of getting to and around London with my power chair on my own is making me a little bit nervous and on edge right now, but it's going to be okay. I'm taking you with me for moral support. Right, we're good to go. We're doing okay. I've had a bit of a palaver with finding an outfit because it's been a long old time since I've worn most of my workwear, and the stuff I do have, one, is a bit wintry, and two, it's difficult to figure out what's going to look okay when sat in a power chair, and I still have to get these things in my mind when I'm buying clothes because more often than not, I'm seated rather than standing. Not my favourite ever, I don't feel that confident in it, and every dress at the minute has this V-neck, and I really don't like V-necks on me. And I have had to just get innovative and tie the arm sleeves with my teeth. Single person household, that is the situation. You've got to do what you got to do sometimes. Just had one final emergency lie down. My train isn't until just before 12, but it's just gone 9 and I'm actually going to have to set off. One, margin for error, always got to remember that. Two, I've got a medical appointment this morning and I managed to change it to a phone appointment. I'm not even entirely sure what it's about. I just got asked to book an appointment, and if I did it at home and it ran late, which let's face it, it probably will, I'd be worried about getting to the station in time to get my assistance and get on the train. So I'm going to have to head to the station before the phone call, and then I'm just going to have to kill an hour afterwards. And thirdly, it's going to rain soon, so I'm debating just going now and trying to miss the bulk of the rain because that's the last thing I need. But we make it work. It's going to be fine. Home. Oh my god, my voice. I've been out of the house for about 11 hours. I've had a surge of energy now, weirdly enough. In the taxi I was not doing okay. In the taxi I was getting worried, but seem to have picked up a bit now, but I need to calm down, I need to chill. I probably won't do this afternoon justice talking about it now when my brain feels like it's made of dense cotton wool, but it was really something. I've talked about this on social media already while I was travelling, but it's the first time that I've really felt that sense of genuine hope. And I really felt like the things that were being said and the steps about going forward and the report recommendations, it wasn't just tokenism, and it wasn't people saying it like, oh yeah, this will happen. It really felt like there was a commitment to it this time. And the fact that people in positions of power were there and they really felt like they were listening and figuring out how they can take this forward, and also hearing that the health secretary now has a personal stake in all of this and understands it from a different point of view. I really feel that's something. I really feel that this is the start of something, and that is such a bizarre feeling. And I know what it's like when you get your hopes up and you feel disappointed, and that's emotionally draining in all kinds of ways. But I don't know. I've got a good feeling. And that's very strange to say in the context of an ME situation, because how often do we have these good feelings? Tomorrow evening, I've been umming and ahhing about whether to go to an event, and I'd made up my mind not to go. It was an event in London. It was Purple Goat's second birthday celebrations. Purple Goat are a really wonderful influencer agency who I do a lot of work with, and I love them so much, and I would have given anything to go to it. But I thought about it for a long time, and I know there's going to be about 200 to 250 people there, and it just wasn't something that I feel comfortable with. And I know that's the right decision for me, but while I was there, I was thinking all the way through the day, I was thinking I could just get a hotel now. I could just get a hotel now and stay overnight and go to the event tomorrow. And I know I'm going to have the worst kind of FOMO. So this is just an accountability thing. I've made the right decision for me. These things come around again. And now I'm going to go and rest, and I will never regret resting because I can tell I'm going to need it. This week is really not turning out how I thought it was going to turn out. We've had quite the change in circumstances. We're dealing with it. I'm going to sit down. Hang on, bear with. So Thursday morning, yesterday, I obviously had to spend resting and recovering, but I did have charity sector work that needed to be done in the afternoon. So I had a couple of hours carefully doing that. And just as I was wrapping that up and thinking how much I was looking forward to going to bed, I had an absolute influx of emails and every single one was time sensitive. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen too frequently for me, but it always picks its moments, doesn't it? So last night and this morning, I've had so much to do, and sometimes it's not possible to pace. It's not. I just have to accept that this is the situation. There's not a lot I can reasonably do to spread this out. And I just have to accept that I'm going to have to borrow some of tomorrow's energy and deal with the deficit over the weekend instead. And I am just sat here thinking, should I cancel my weekend plans? But I really don't want to do that. I feel like I need to see my best friend. So I'll figure that out as the day goes on. But this afternoon I'm doing a talky thing. I'm doing something I really love doing, and that's a virtual school visit, and I'm really looking forward to it. And that's at 3 o'clock, which is quite a tricky time for me anyway. 3 till 4, it's not a good time for me. And under normal circumstances, I would have spent the entire morning resting and making sure I was well enough for that and just having a really slow day. And it just isn't possible sometimes. This is the thing, freelance life with a disability. Sometimes, and it is a privilege that I'm able to even justify this and to make this work for me at all, because a couple of years ago it would have been unthinkable. It wouldn't have been possible in the slightest. But you do have to figure out how to prioritise and how to shift things around. And one of the biggest things I've really had to get to grips with is not letting that feeling of overwhelm completely consume me, because I do like to be quite organised and I really like to plan my time in advance and really sort of optimise my situation, even alongside managing my health. But there are times where it does just have to go over the window and I just have to kind of put my big girl pants on and be all right with it. It's definitely a work in progress. I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely better than I was. And it's all good things though. That feels like the other important thing to say. If somebody was in this position and the work that was coming in was stuff that really didn't make them feel alive the way that a lot of this work does, it would be so much more challenging. I feel very privileged that when those emails come in, yes, I feel the dread of, oh my gosh, how on earth am I going to manage this? But I also feel that spark of excitement and joy, because I love my work so much, and it feels like a real honour to get to do the stuff I do. Like even this week, it's not gone to plan, and there is a part of me that is still craving just words. Oh God. There is a part of me that's still craving a real introverted week where I do just want to crack on and get on with a lot of the tasks that I've had to put on the back burner and not talk to anybody. But at the same time, looking at the week that I've just had, and it's not over yet, goodness knows it's not over yet, I feel so lucky. But that said, I am going to go and have another rest now before I carry on. Little rest in between. We're going to make it work. Right, I'm doing all right actually. Got most things ticked off the to-do list now, and in a few minutes I am about to do the school session. It's a group within the school who are called Equality Champions. It's secondary age, and they are doing a project about how disability is represented in the media, which is why I'm going in to have a chat with them virtually. And that fills me with so much joy, and I just can't imagine that sort of thing happening back when I was at that school age. So the fact that these conversations are being had proactively, and teachers and people in education environments are actually encouraging those kinds of conversations even among non-disabled students, I just think that's the best thing ever. It makes me feel, it gives me all the feels. I love it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm probably not going to feel up to talking after I finish this session, but after this, all I've got to do is hopefully get a sign off on a sponsored Instagram post to go up tonight or tomorrow night. That's come about quite last minute, but again, it's something that makes me so happy. It's something very important to me, so I'm excited to get that one live. And other than that, I'm going to have a very restful, very restorative evening, do exactly what my body wants it to do, probably stay in bed, watch Gogglebox, all good things. Oh goodness, I did manage to get out this morning, which I'm really glad about. I feel like I've given my brain and my soul what my soul wanted today, which is one, best friend time, and two, vegan French toast with fried chicken on it. What a creation, outstanding scenes. I did want to stay out a little bit longer, but I am really struggling now, so I've just come home, and now that I've done that, the next 2 days are going to be dedicated to giving my body what it wants, which is a lot of rest, recovery, quiet time. It's all about getting the balance right and catching up wherever you can, even when things don't go to plan. I'm sure this vlog's been a little bit higgledy-piggledy and all over the place, but if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can subscribe if you want, and I will see you next time.